In the introduction, the major part what we discussed about was heat temperature, correct? Now, first thing is you guys need to understand what is heat, because we come across this word almost every day. And if you look at it, the the situation where we use heat, in each situation the meaning of that particular word can change or differ. Now let's talk about what exactly is heat. See, in layman terms, heat is the sensation, or heat is a form of energy which gives you that sensation of warmth, correct? That's what we call as heat. Now when we say that you go from one place to another place, we say that from cold region to warmer region. Very simple, isn't it? Or suppose, let's say it's a very cold night and you put on a sweater or something, you feel warm. See, that sensation of warmth, that energy what the body possesses, that's called as the heat. Okay. Now, this is a very formal definition. That is the sensation of warmth and everything. But then what causes the heat? Very simple answer, kinetic energy of molecules. Because see, take an example, you rub your hand, it produces heat. Now, we don't say it produces temperature, correct? We say it produces heat. So, heat is the form of energy which causes that warmth. And what is the reason behind it? Kinetic energy of the particles. Okay. Now, since you know that every body has particles which undergoes different types of motion, like it could be translationary motion, or it could be rotational motion, vibrational motion. There are different types of motions of particles, isn't it? So, every particle which moves has a kinetic energy. So, the heat or heat energy, we can also call it, is the summation of all the kinetic energy. Since we understand what is heat now, so what exactly happens? Like, say, you hold ice in your hand, then the part where the ice is there on the hand, there that part becomes very cold, correct? And the ice is going to melt. That means heat energy gets transferred from one body to another. So when I say one body to another, let's be very, very specific. Heat gets transferred from one body of higher temperature to another body of lower temperature. That's how heat is going to get transferred. Heat will never go from lower to higher. It's always from higher to lower. When you hold ice, the hand temperature is at a higher level compared to that of ice, isn't it? That's why the heat energy flows from higher temperature to lower temperature. Now, I gave you an example where the heat is being flowing from one body to another body. Here, I used a word called temperature, which is a key word in this particular definition, or you can say an example. So, what is temperature now? How do we define, or how exactly we understand the word temperature? Let's look into that one. Temperature is basically a measurement of how hot or how cold the body is. You can say it's a measurement of hotness or coldness of the body. Very easy in layman terms, this is what we can understand about temperature. Okay. Now, see, we discussed about heat and we discussed about temperature. So, whenever we talk about heat, it's an energy, right? So, SI unit becomes joule. Joule is the SI unit. But generally, we don't use joule, we use calorie. Okay. You have heard about these things, right? There is a cake which is like 2 kilocalories or something like this. So, calorie is generally the word, or you can say the unit what we use in measuring the heat energy. I have to burn 300 calories. You're burning, that's basically you're using that energy to convert into heat. So, that's why we say if you run, you're going to burn around 200 calories of energy. That means 200 calories of energy, heat energy is being used. Okay. Now, 1 calorie is approximately 4.2 joules. Clear? So, this is the unit. This is more of a practical unit what we use for heat energy. Even though joule is the SI unit, calorie is the more practical unit. Okay. So, understood the difference between heat and temperature? Now, heat is the energy Temperature is more like a sensation which causes that hotness or coldness of the body. How we are going to measure it? That is temperature. All right. So here in this video, we discussed about the most basic things: heat, temperature.